for the top lane. Lord, I hope it's the top lane. I don't want to see no more Lee Sin top. That's just not.
Yeah, I mean, technically,
that's not what I want.
They can swap them here, baby. They are swappable. They are flexible, but Olaf is good into. Even Annie got kind of retro. There we go. There we go. We got a gank on top side. Early ghost from Dokla, gets out of the range of the Vault Breaker.
Will he actually escape, though? Very, very low. Very, very dead. First blood over to Fly. FlyQuest are happy to secure themselves a free neutral objective. It means that if they keep on this pace, they'll also be able to try to play for an early Drake.
He's already doing 4 FlyQuest.
Plus, with the W combined with Black Cleaver, it's so much armor shred, and especially when you have an AD carry like Prince, that you know you can trust to do the damage like that. Armor shred will feel fine, but Prince... Fortunately for CLG, FlyQuest did not commit any extra men to the bot side play. It was a 2v2 fair fight, so FlyQuest still has 3 guys ready to play around this Herald, potentially try to contest it. Impact's going to go into the pit first, but Poom has roam. He is the first bottom laner from either side to make his way into the fight. Speaker's ready to go for it, and FlyQuest steals it away. Now Contract sets a flashback over the wall. Vicla's going to be taken low, and Dokla takes him down. FlyQuest is still fighting, looking for a second one here back in the Contract. Prince has arrived. The Dragon flies away, and Poom tries to run it. Can he get out? Luger's ready to back him up as Spica takes a lot of damage, and Impact goes underneath the turret to slay a dragon. Some sort of an angle, some sort of a place somewhere. 15 seconds until the next Drake spawns, and I feel like you don't want to take a fight in open ground right now if you're CLG. They're just very far behind. They're going in bottom, looking for another play here. Ayla and Spica trying to stay on top of Luger, who has to flash away, and Spica just breaks his jaw.
He's eating well tonight. Actually, Xayah there splitting as well. Prince finishes off the turret by himself.
Poom and Contracts trying to contest here for the Drake, see if they can find anything. Vicla's going to rotate over. Remember, he chunked Palafox down earlier. Spica just taunting him with the white flag. He's saying, get out of here, man. There's just nothing left. It looks like CLG has just completely lost any sort of control here in the game. Impact uses the all out
and they just bring everybody up to this outer tower.
Oh no, Palafox. That poor little dragon, I don't think he's going much of anywhere. Falling Star isn't going to do a thing. Spica goes unstoppable. FlyQuest easily pick up the kill. And with turret plating falling, it means they're going to try to strong-arm this turret now as well. Poom and Contract still just trying to defend. They might be able to kill Tivers. Contract's down to 1/3 HP. However, the box is deployed. Prince goes up. Prince comes right back down. He's all right. Contract's not quite the same. Has to fall back to the Krugs, trying to heal. Prince is going to get jumped on there, but it's him who ends up walking away with the money. Poom thought he was making a play.
Look at the 1-3-1. Impact's going to finish up on the mid turret by himself, uncontested. Meanwhile,
Prince has been left up here in the top side to take down the tier 1 turret. Dokla has his Ravenous Hydra to try to at least clear some of this away. However, with the turret already down, that means Big Dokes has to pop the Ragnarok just to get away. Next, Drake spawning in 25 seconds. Remember, they already secured the first 2, their sole point. If they get this one as well, Contracts goes in after Prince, and he's just immediately down to 1% HP. Impact's coming around looking to finish him off, and there it is. FlyQuest are not done yet. Ayla has to disengage, but it's a double kill back over to the top laner, as now Impact is keeping everybody here. Vicla goes in for the dive underneath the turret, and Spica takes down Aurelion Sol. FlyQuest have killed 3. They put the remaining 2 on life support, and they aren't even sweating doing it.
They could probably pick up about 3 objectives at the same time. Let's go. Push mid, push bottom, and pick up Dragon all at the same time here. 900 damage maybe. He then escaped for a little bit off of the Lantern, but once the rest of the FlyQuest members get
fall as well, remember, these ones are worth a ton of gold.
Here's some more Hopium. There's no teleport on Impact, so if CLG forced right now, if they brought all 5 members, they could force a 5v4.
Well, I'm still not quite sure if they're going to win that one, because Vicla goes into stasis and they kill the 2 divers while it happens. 2.5 seconds is 2.5 too much. And FlyQuest immediately punish CLG. They'll take the turret in the process.
If they could get a dream steal here.
It's got to be a YOLO play from Contracts, I think. Palafox flying in.
Burn it down, go for it!
Low. They go in for it, they're gonna find it! CLG steals the Baron.
Massive lead.
Yep.
They didn't realize until it's too late. You know, they're looking for the turn. Hey, Spica, you're the big initiation. Get over here, engage on them. But then, couldn't get back in the pit in time.
Oh, nice timing on the ulti from Spica there. He waits just until he's at the edge of the range to guarantee that Ragnarok
Annie,
is going to wear
2v1?
off, and then dives him as Vikla escapes from Palafox 2v.
Forcing here, even though it's very, very dangerous for them. Spica looking for a little bit of a flank here around on the Vi. They're not looking for a smite steal. They want the fight.
Boom, finding the hook. However, now Impact is diving into the remaining players on CLG. FlyQuest keeping focus back on the Drake. As you can see, there comes a big old meteor. The skies descend, but FlyQuest still stands tall. Doka looks for a way into the fight, but he won't be able to find it. How will they get the kill? Impact, massive damage coming in from the AoE of Aphelios. CLG, they stole the Drake. They win the fight. What in the hell is going on here? As Vikla's gonna be chased down, a double kill for Palafox, and Contract picks up a third. What on earth can get the damage done? They still have a chance. Impact wrapping around the top side here. With Baron up, FlyQuest are once again looking for the angle. Although now, they are very, very aware of just how dangerous Aurelion Sol is. The charm, the damage, the burst. Goodbye to Boom. CLG lose their support.
Both used to kill the Thresh. So as far as 4v5s go, they could definitely still look for something with those initiation cooldowns not available. Low health on the Baron. Can they steal it again?
Impact's just trying to keep everybody else away. The Baron falls. It's secured by Spica. FlyQuest are happy to get this objective this time. They made sure to play it carefully. If he can successfully farm what he needs on that wave, he's got the Skies Descend ready to go again. CLG are going to be too slow to the objective.
Then maybe they can buy the time needed. The Vi ultimate is back off cooldown though.
Easier said than done, as now Contracts is already going to get killed, but the Skies Descend, and Vikla falls immediately. Dokla's into the back line. They run down Prince. They've killed the damage, and Palafox is flying into the back lines of FlyQuest. The dragon roars, and FlyQuest dies. CLG managed to get their fight and hold on against the FlyQuest offensive. Impact looks to make his way out, but Palafox is having none of it and runs him down.
Burning through, Contracts or another member of the front line here. Luger and Palafox, if left untouched, they will. Here he comes though.
They're going after Luger.
They went after...
and Ayla, they just dive bomb into Contracts and take him out. Enemy jungler dead for 50 seconds. Way down here, CLG are ready to try to fight, try to challenge for this. The Elder's still being burned down, but not super quickly. CLG still looking for the angle. Palafox drops the ulti and the Skies Descend. FlyQuest scatter. CLG still looking to make their fight. In the back line goes A-Lane, finds multiple knockdowns, multiple CCs. FlyQuest are going in, and they found the kill into Luger. CLG are absolutely crushed as Boom and Contract barely hold on to life, and Impact ready to rip it away from them. Contracts tries to use a stopwatch, but the clock ticks ever forward, and time's run out for CLG. FlyQuest finally get their fight. They knew what they were walking into. They knew how to get it done. And after 37 minutes, they're gonna find their win.
And they're gonna finish it off with Big Dokes here. Big Dokes trying to cut the minion wave, but there's already members inside the base. He knows it's been lost. They're going to give up the Nexus towards FlyQuest with a much better initiation that time around, Flowers. It was Ayla who got 4 members locked up in the Rakan combo, and that caused Luger to use everything. After Luger uses double summoners out of the Rakan initiation, Spica hits him with the Vi ultimate, and the CLG resists.
If you get jungle pressure, yeah, I mean, if it's 2v1, of course, you're gonna...
Why did you pick Aphelios? Bring back the Lucian Navi. That's why everybody handpicks the Lucian Navi. This is amazing, though, for the bottom lane to have some pressure. Inspired eventually does finish up his invade, and Akali's a little short to follow, so 3v2 for now.
Ooh, Inspired flashing forward past him to get away from the taunt. Someday has to flash away now as well. But Evil Geniuses spent way too much time messing around for a blue buff. The Poro tries to get away, but he's never going anywhere. Maple picks it up, and TSM get a 2-kill start.
Maple with the uppercut on that annoying...
Minutes in means that Evil Geniuses is going to guarantee there's no handshake neutral objective trade as we've seen. Well, you've got Boogie seeing if he might be able to succeed, where Inspired failed at the top side. Bush Gank, flash to guarantee that he lands the Q, and now he's going to bring in the ulti to lock down the Croc. Someday's trying to run back underneath the turret. He gets a lot of burst back onto Boogie. Someday makes it a 1-for-1.
We are starting it up. TSM will respond.
Now, Solo just about has his teleport, but remember, nothing is unleashed yet, except for Evil Genius's playmaking, man. They just find the angle on Maple, blow him up, and that should guarantee
ATSM objective since Solo has teleport advantage. Even though it's free 14 minutes, you can teleport to the tower. Everybody on, they don't get a impactful ultimate out of them.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Do you remember back when Galio first got reworked into this Galio, how his Q...
Sitting on one item. So I want to see the throwdown here. This is going to be about execution. Riftfield used mid for mid push first. Love this from EG. Jojo going to stick around in range as well, but here goes the initiation.
Oh, Boogie wanted to go for the Q flash, but he does not connect to the FBI, and he had to use the ulti immediately after, but Chime is already about to die, and Jojo gets him. Now Turtle's gonna try to kite it out. TSM have been absolutely crushed. Holy hell.
Disgusting from Evil Geniuses. They complete the re-engage turnaround. Here's another look. Ooh. Flash does not hit the Q damage, first of all. Then the ultimate.
4 versus 1's pretty solid odds there as long as you're on the 4 side, as Someday will knock down the
Way
bottom.
too dangerous for them to move in now after that massive swing. And they don't have the other side, but then your Pixel Brush ward would see it if there was a control ward.
Right.
There's Galio ults.
Okay, Maple arrives to try to save Solo. They land the taunt on Jojo. They want to follow it up with the wallop. But Jojo, with a nice use of stasis there, manages to avoid any potential counterpunch from the side of TS. Although they bought themselves 5 minutes earlier, like you were talking about.
Pincer.
They're still under pressure for the rest of the game. Someday goes in. Sejuani ulti's not going to find a damn thing. Someday disengaging now as Maple's here on the front. Taunts up 2. Someday's low. Someday's gone. TSM finally finding a bit of a fight like they want. Turtle's pretty low. Has to kite back now. Be a little bit more careful. Evil Geniuses lose 1, and TSM wants to disengage. Opportunities to collapse from the sides. If the core 3 of Inspired, Vulcan, and FBI get jumped on, TSM stepping up again. Vulcan finds the death sentence, and he finds it onto Maple. Maple tries to get away, but Someday's ready and waiting, and the day is today. Jojo is dominating, and Evil Geniuses are running him down. Wild Turtle stuck in the middle of everybody, and it's a double kill for Aphelios. Boogie and Chime head for the hit.
Baron is easily going to be theirs, and then they can kind of reset, get back to the other side of the map. Jojo doesn't have teleport in, making good use of this purple gun throughout this game. Gets a double root that time around. Locks up the
charge down the top lane. They've already got 4 turrets compared to just the 1 of TSM, and the number climbs to 5 as right now. You wanted to see the book.
Yeah. Solo, meanwhile, is going to be Solo versus 3.
Well, let's see what Boogie can do off to the side. Inspired's going to try to reinforce him. FBI getting back here with a Gale Force, but he won't get back enough. There is exactly what TSM. 3.5 minutes till the Elder Dragon spawns. Also remember that with the Kimtech Soul, they're even stronger when they're below half HP for the guys on EG. Jojo's coming around from behind. They're looking to maybe take out Solo here. Maple is ready to try to stop Jojo on the flank, but Jojo just walks right past him, says, get out of my way. This guy is so scary, man. Just look at that. That was 3 auto attacks of the fire just managing to hit Maple. He's half health.
Yeah. Into Baron, and now we'll look for the pick. Vulcan.
All right, Vulcan gets the death sentence. It's only on to Solo. They throw out Sejuani ulti. They don't find a lot. Boogie's going to be the target here on the very front as Baron is already secured by the Evil Geniuses. Jojo's in the middle of everything, but Aphelios' ulti nearly one-shots Chime. Jojo stays alive, and EG's now looking to turn this fight back around. FBI is the target. FBI is the man with the plan and about 1,000 health shield.
He starts channeling his Baron-empowered recall. Will come back.
Okay, Someday decides to engage on Wild Turtle, but now he's ready to maybe turn it around. Someday has them all. Malmortius, Solo with a massive Mega Gnar into the wall, and now TSM's looking for a team fight. Solo keeps chasing. FBI's under pressure, but he's stuck into the stasis. TSM has found the enemy of Aphelios. They've got Jojo stuck in the smoke. He'll barely get away. And Maple and TSM just got free for free.
What was that, EG? Someday they move up, they engage while Jojo is walking back from base, Flowers. Jojo walking back from base, and TSM are going to be able to get the Elder Dragon. They have to teleport to defend Nexus Turrets.
Jojo's just looking for a potential harassment of the enemy base. He's going to force Solo and Maple to come back and stop him. Pushing up, they've still got the Elder for another 75 seconds, and they're going to use it to strong-arm EG away from their tier.
It means blunders late game are incredibly punishing, and you have to remain vigilant. That's why it is a full item Zeri.
Holy cow, man. This is potentially a very scary situation, but Boogie has been caught. Nice death sentence. And they're going to force the Guardian Angel. He's going to lose it for free. The item ends up being entirely worthless. Boogie, that was bad, man.
If they lose off this.
FBI trying to stay away from the damage of Wild Turtle's laser. Jojo wants to try to threaten everybody away from the tier 3 turret. TSM falling back. The mid lane inhibitor exposed. TSM still have 15 more seconds before their jungler is back alive. They're going to lose the energized Soul Stealer, so not quite as high quality as a lot of the other ones, but he still might be able to find it if he can get the angle here. Wild Turtle gets engaged on, but they're still disengaging it for now. Solo's stuck in the middle. He goes into stasis. EG still trying to find an angle, still trying to find the move. Maple goes into the taunt. They find a lot, but are they able to find enough? Wild Turtle is down. Jojo's able to find the credit. Chimes on the run, and that will do it. EG is gonna take the game.
The assassination is complete. EG will walk straight to the Nexus.
Evil geniuses walk this one in. Honestly, you gotta know they're not happy about the way it went down. They nearly threw this game. They come back and they win it, but they're still having to figure out so much here this split. They will get the dub. They'll go.
If you're elite,
Like 100 Thieves has any desire to fight for this one, and Ocean Drake really early on feels great for all of them.
side, as long as they don't get caught.
Now, let's see how much of a fight 100 Thieves wants to put up for this Drake. They go in with Closer's ulti. Sven's gonna get focused down, and they blow him up. It's first blood over to Lulu, and 100 Thieves are ready to fight back. With Cloud9's Drake stacking interrupted, and their support already dead, we'll have to see if M&S might be able to find something. Berserker with a massive arrow over the wall. He puts it right through their heart, and Björkson is about to drop next. He throws down a meteor, but he's immediately cleaned up. M&S is after Doublelift, but he doesn't quite have enough damage to get it done with the missed Q3. Doublelift holds his own, but Cloud9 kills 3.
Oh, Bjergsen shorts his W and gets stuck inside that dragon, and they just take that massive poke damage. Arrow finds it in the end, Cloud9. It was looking a little scary there at the first pick.
Already completed for Berserker is the Yumu's Ghost Blade to give him some extra mobility, extra chase power, as well as the lethality. Blade of the Ruined King is completed for M&S, and he just immediately engages on Bjergsen. A little bit more damage, and he'll kill the dragon, but the wild growth from Busio at the 11th hour keeps him alive.
Yeah, you can see how aggressive Cloud9 can continue to play, pushing mid as well with 3.
Yeah, I feel like 100 Thieves just, honestly, they just don't really have a lot of playmaking at this point. The only engage they have,
Ouch.
out.
When you don't have a tank, just play off of snowballing, full damage, push all lanes, getting a bunch of money off of turret plates, turrets as well, advantage of a mistake here or something, and then all of a sudden, they're the ones with the big front line in the engage.
Yeah, I mean,
Just man on the side of 100 Thieves is Doublelift on the Zeri, but he's still 800 gold behind his counterpart. C9 is invading the enemy jungle now. Sven's gonna check the tri-brush there with a grenade. Checks it further with some rockets. Closer engages on the enemy Heimerdinger. Sven's gonna be bursted low, but it's 100 Thieves getting bursted lower. M&S goes over the wall, and Blabber goes on a rampage. Both bottom laners are already dead, and Closer's just the cherry on top. C9 has a body count.
it is looking rough for them.
Yeah, you were saying definitely start blaming Coach already. Okay, now is definitely the time because it is looking out of reach. The Rift Herald already going to get the charge on inhibitor turret as well as the dragon being picked up.
So banter a lot, you know, fudging Sven, so it's always a good time.
Well, it's not a good time for 100 Thieves here, my friends. 11,000 gold deficit, just 19 minutes into the game. They're averaging more than plus 1,000 gold per each kill just because so many of the advantages aren't even based around the kills. Look at the damage just pouring in. Doublelift gets a kill on Sven, but it's traded back for Busio. Even trade at the gates of the enemy base. The skies descend, but what can they even do? M&S runs in, and Bjergsen tries to run away. M&S snaps back to his origin point, but C9, they're just knocking down the turrets. They're running over the base. Isn't going anywhere close to this thing. C9 picks up Baron just 20 minutes into the game.
Honestly, the bottom side inhibitor exposed as well, but they don't care because pushing on mid and top right now with the Baron buff.
Ooh, Blabber using the stasis to survive the Aurelion Soul ulti, and with that spin, it means C9 just knows there's one less tool in the tank for 100 Thieves to use to fight back. Mid lane's gonna be enchanted there with the Baron, as now M&S engages, and Doublelift dies. It is another absolutely impossible situation for 100 Thieves to try to navigate being so far behind. Mid lane inhibitor falls, Top lane inhibitor could be next, or they might just want to say, forget it, let's go for the Nexus. They'll turn the attention back over onto that top side inhib. Fudge with a flash there, getting out of the way of any potential engage from 100 Thieves. Closers here on the front line, but even Sejuani's having a hard time tanking it all up. Tenacity wants to run in, but Fiora has been invisible.
Infinity Edge on the way for MNS as well, level 15. He's trying to screen an entire 100 Thieves team, keep him away from that Dragon Soul. Here's the moment.
All right, he jumps over the wall with Q3, looking at Closer, because they know if they kill him, there's no way they can lose out on the Soul. There's no chance at a Miracle Steal. It's Hex Soul for Cloud9.
That was technically a tank.
Yeah,
that he just hit in 3 comboed.
There's not a lot of tanks that can really tank much on the side of 100 Thieves now. Nice use of the Wild Growth to interrupt To The Skies from Fudge, but Doublelift is still in no condition to fight back. C9 pushing forward, all 5 men still ready to go. You got the bottom lane inhibitor alive, but C9 is just gonna walk past it. Berserker puts an arrow through Doublelift again. 4 deaths now on the Zeri. Aurelion Soul ulti only serves to mark his grave as Berserker nearly kills 100 Thieves on their own spawn platform. The Nexus dies at 23 minutes, and Cloud9 just beat the hell out of them.
That was a fast one.
That was
Through in draft to change their fates a bit from the early focus. Thus far, with the Gragas locked in, what do you make of the draft that they have here? Taking that Rift Herald over top, and Team Liquid's response is to collapse upon this dragon to get the first of little leads here and there in the lanes.
Yeah, has been very even overall. Pyosik again behind him, and now Licorice could be in trouble.
Over the wall, through the jungle, upon Licorice, they go, flash away, but a flash response. First blood. Regular season, there's the other angle of there's still a lot that can happen in 3 weeks in the regular season. And a lot that can happen right now in the game as we see some of the first team fighting. River trying to swirl his way out of there. A stun onto 2 from the Tibbers. Lock up. Pyosik going down. Golden Guardians trading jungler for jungler as the pursuit still stands. Core JJ eliminated. Some Qs over the wall from Stixay to get Yan out.
Here for that long, and you're like, wait, that was 8 years ago.
Do you feel like that's your kind of graduating class in a way?
Yeah, a little bit, right? It's fun to see someone who came in at a similar time. Back here, really from first strike, he's gained 400 gold already from his first strike, which is very, very high. Playing in this melee versus melee matchup, Core could be in trouble.
Oh, locked on to Core, blasted down. GG finding the pick here across mid by Golden Guardians and slammed into the mid lane. Now we're getting the reversal of that. 4 members of Team Liquid contained as much as possible. And then now wary of what's happening in the top side. Licorice, after pushing long onto the turret, Summit in pursuit, but the leap away. Slammed, not connecting, but the damage is good. And another jungler intervention with the cease and desist. Licorice down is very happy about when looking at this dragon being up. Golden Guardians in the vicinity, but Team Liquid right on the ground. Oh, a flash on out for Hui and blasted away. Summit is here to stay. Ultimate comes on through from Harry, and Gory is going for gold. Harry continuing to poke out with the Q. Pyosik on top of 1 for the first kill of this fight, or the second rather, as Gory goes down. Summit wanting to lead the charge for the rest of Team Liquid. Onto Licorice they go. Another knockup. River cannot help the rest of the squad. 3 eliminated for Golden Guardians. Rest on the retreat, and Team Liquid, as they were hoping, come out on top in the fight.
Yeah, TL with a big team fight win there.
Doing so, and Team Liquid, they are burning this down, looking for GG to try and make their entrance. The ward over in the favor, go in with the Tibbers and trying to get the lock for JJ into the backline with the quickness, and even with Vi with the ultimate, tries to find the target. Licorice isolated off against Summit alongside Huhi, but Team Liquid, they're going after the carries, they're going after the ones that are most important in this fight. They take down the jungler, they take down the biggest damage threats, so it's just Licorice and just the dragon with the breath burning on down. Team Liquid.
Or you actually commit to the engage, or at the very least just force them off and then just back it up, because now in this situation, it's almost not possible to come back without some massive, massive mistakes from your opponents.
Difficult to refocus up, and Team Liquid for sure have the confidence after that play, knowing...
Oh, Varus, you have so much lethality. You're ahead of the pace of the game. You've got 46 armor bent right now, which is very, very difficult to deal with for some of these squishy targets. Ashe has 68 armor, right? Like, you're dealing almost true damage, it feels like, at that point. And especially once he gets Last Whisper, which I assume he'll build towards next, it's going to get even more difficult to deal with. Nice attempt on the arrow there from Hu. He had a pretty good angle, but
River, Dunzo, Golden Guardians, when they saw all of Team Liquid except for Harry at the time pushing in, they wanted to find some sort of collapse, but got punished and lost their jungler instead. Purple still being warned by Team Liquid. The attempt onto Yan from Licorice, who has to flash out with Grandmaster already activated here. Core JJ in response wants to use the engage tools we love to see. Core JJ does go down, but that's with 2 eliminated from Golden Guardians here to make their last stand across this mid inhibitor. That will just be Team Liquid's for the taking. They're feeling so good about the way they can collapse.
Coming out from the Varus, non-stop poke coming out from this Gragas as well. And when Gory's not even having his spot this game, they put all their eggs in the Summit basket. They're playing a different style of bot lane. They're playing very heavily poke focused. They get counterpick for Summit, and you just camp for him, right? And they put him in a spot where he is playing from so far ahead that it's difficult for their opponents to catch up.
He does get pretty chunked, but finds the escape, and now poor JJ hits the go button, answered by a stopwatch by River, but it just prolongs the inevitable. Team Liquid, they see GG try to keep them off, but they keep on going. Licorice, the next one to go into stasis before popping right back up into a lot of damage. Can Gory come in for some assistance to try and connect with the stun on multiple? But it's just Harry here trying to make groundwork of Golden Guardians. Golden Guardians, though, now down 3. Gory and Stixay on the retreat. No bodies between these carries and the rest of the squad. Team Liquid out on top in the fight again. Onto the Nexus turrets they descend and bring a victory, ending the streak of Golden Guardians.
Now in the skies, this. So pairs pretty well with the Zoe. So it's not the Zoe Ezreal, it's not the Zoe Varus or anything like that, but it is Zoe plus Jace. And if you can land a good amount of poke here on some of these squishier members over on the dig side, if they were all phase 1 bans or if some of them were phase 2 bans. But yeah, it had actually been banned out every single game. So it is the debut of the Narmut. They do actually put some pressure on him on that level 1, so putting him behind early. They had the counterpick as well for revenge, so potentially that's why they were comfortable giving that over. You can see Bolulu has a smite, so they do have his smite to secure it because it'd be massive for Dignitas.
Dignitas looking at a nice glimmer for the future, because as of right now, there's no major advantages. Just that early dragon that was taken over by Immortals. You can see Kenvi starting up on the Rift Herald, has the presence of revenge alongside with this rotation from Fleshy to support this top side objective taking. Any potential intervention from Dignitas with the rest of the team at the ready. They want to step into this, getting the stun and the shove and the flash away from Revenge. Attempted knock by Armut. A follow-up stun and an ace in the hole to finish off. Tomo picking up, making sure they put that gold over in the right direction. And those micro moments are what you want to look towards for Dignitas to keep consistency through the rest of the game in their fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, their top side has a lot of ability to CC change. Jensen flashing back, though.
Trying to assist. Gebby going in for it. Santorin with the ultimate in response. Jensen eliminated by Immortals here with the pressure.
Yeah, and that time they fully commit. They're making no mistake about it. Flash on Kenvi, flashing Knight on Bolulu, flash on Fleshy as well. Everyone hard committing to get that kill onto Jensen. Jensen flashback very early to actually create space from that buy. As Tomo back here to bot lane, they're actually looking for this kill on Tactical, and he is very far up, but he's looking for the 1v2.
Ooh, Tactical wants to take Tomo down, throws down the ult, tries to slide it back, but Tomo gets it. Meanwhile, over on the top side, Armut.
They actually used the QE just for the poke, and he doesn't have the E here. Otherwise, I think he could have looked for a potential E flash onto the Caitlyn, and maybe got that kill. Nice attempt from Tactical. It is an overstay. It is unfortunately another kill going on to Tomo, so paying for his greed there a little bit. Dignitas will spot them on this dragon, but not really in position to contest, unfortunately for them. It looks like it's just going to have to be given over there to Kenvi. That guy to step up, eat the poke, and then just regen right back to full and create that space for his carries.
And Santorin, just known to be a very intelligent mind, takes one for the team type player. To build this way makes a lot of sense with his approach. And right now, over on the top side, getting one to sleep in the pursuit here by Fleshy for the lock and the quickness, and Armut, the target of tons of effort from Immortals to finish him off before they can rotate on over, but Santorin with a responsive ultimate as well. Ace in the hole again, but don't even need it to finish it off. Jensen, this time, Jensen got to get the kill before the ultimate came in from Tomo, but Dignitas throwing one back onto the support after their top was taken means they can pressure back over in towards the river.
Yeah, it was a great sleep from Bolulu to actually set up that initial kill, and they do commit in, they do kill off Arma, but they chased very deep to do it, and as Dignitas do arrive, the punish is there, they get a kill back. They're trying to look to challenge here. Can Bolulu find anything? They proc the Eye, so now it's just going to be a 50-50. The Eye is not going to actually spawn again, and Santorin's team has left him. Oh, and Envy gets the smite.
Gets it, trying to find a wall right now. Ignar with the tether for the root. Jensen throwing down the divide so they can make sure to finish off Kenvi before he has any escape. No flash at the ready. Santorin.
You know, they get that kill on Jensen much later, so they're trying to give him the resources to carry. He's got great farm, most on his team, has a kill, has an assist, so he's in a good spot, and the game definitely in their hands.
And right now, this is that Rift Herald that we saw the fight to the smite for, and Immortals getting the charge here on mid, but lots of damage coming down from Dignitas means they can't actually finish it up. The Dragon being up, this is what you do a lot of times with that Rift Herald, put that pressure over towards mid so that you can start up on the Dragon.
Yeah, and one of the difficulties here is Arma, if you actually look at the minimap, he's coming from below, but he's got no Mega Gnar at all. He's got no Narbar, so he can't actually go for an early flank. Santorin takes to this poke, but hasn't had time to Warmogs it up just yet. Gonna be a 50-50 potentially.
Ignar took so much damage from Bolulu there and backs off. Third Dragon now for Immortals that they have stacked up.
Yeah, the setup just wasn't good. I mean, Arma... Oh, no, the late chunk there. No hesitation at all from Santorin. It doesn't need to be this Xayah. Xayah's playing Cleanse. Xayah has the ultimate. Xayah has the Gale Force. You're not going to be consistent on connecting ultimates on the Sejuani to her, so you just have to take those targets that as they show themselves. Tomo in some trouble here, potentially.
Has the shielding from Ignar, had the flash, but the response from Bolulu to come back on that, and another sleep. Look at the dish back damage onto Kenvi, though, as Santorin comes in with the assault. Tomo kill, 2 down for Immortals.
That is huge. Tomo able to survive. You know, does have to spend both his summoners, but really playing that out well. Ignar blocking the damage following through, making sure that Vi couldn't actually get to him. Actually stop that Vault Breaker from coming through. And Dignitas winning big there, now swinging the gold in their favor. Santorin has been out on the map harassing them. When you're playing with the Warmogs, you want to take these little scuffles. You don't want 100-0 all-ins. You want to poke and prod and trade health and then constantly just be healing it back up over and over and over. And that's what Dignitas has been able to do in these last couple of minutes. Jensen now going to take top tower as well. We just saw them take down the bot turret.
Dicey.
Was that a cleanse that Bolulu actually had from the Zoe W? It looked like he was able to cleanse out of that ultimate from Santorin, I think. So a great pickup from him. Keeps himself safe. But again, you have early prio, you have control around the Dragon. Whatever team gets there first is going to have such an advantage. You know, I talked about the strength of Zoe and Jace, you know, playing around there, but likewise for the other team. The attempt is there are not a lot of great targets for him. You know, I think mostly in this game, he's just going to be ulting Vi, and they're just going to be focusing frontline because it's very difficult to kind of get to tactical. He has so many tools to actually avoid it. Bolulu is oftentimes going to be playing very far back, so is Revenge. So it's going to be more about just locking down Fleshy and Kenvi, I think, and having his team burst them in it.
I think that's why you can see the way that Dig are moving up to kind of find that first contact. Can we get in line with their front line to start dishing out that damage immediately? Here's a teleport coming in with Revenge, sandwiched between Jensen and Arma. Tomo as well. Revenge making sure to make his way over towards Tactical using that flash, but Santorin followed by Fleshly face in the hole to get it onto Revenge. Now the rest of Immortals, they are worried. A stun up and more onto Tactical, who uses the Featherstorm in response to get the kill onto Santorin. Dignitas are still in. Look at that damage though. Jensen in stasis, but immediately back up and down again. Dignitas taking so much damage there from Immortals, folks.
He shredded them, and that could actually be the straw that breaks the camel's back here a little bit. Jensen making a huge error. Arma's going to try to get in there. He's trying to prop up that Narbar.
Teleport in the center. Dignitas still keeping themselves around. Baron burn down. Immortals want to find some damage onto Arma. Dignitas making their dance, but they couldn't find the opening.
Yeah, I mean, the initial play, I think, was fine. They got so much pressure down onto Tactical. Yes, Santorin did have to give his life for it. Arma's going to look, though, but this is kind of risky.
stun onto Revenge. Ignar making sure to speed up. Lots of damage back onto Ignar. Tomo finishing off Revenge to the best of his ability, and Kenby into the backline, gets there with the ultimate, out with the Q, and another pop from Tomo to get a kill for Dignitas.
Oh, man. Jensen way too far forward, just completely lost track of the fact that Zaya still had the feathers to pull back. They got punished so heavily. It does cost them the Baron, but at the very least, Dig did get a couple kills back afterwards. Tomo, though.
Another Vi into the back. Tomo flashing away, and Kenby also on the exit. Fleshy making sure to stay by tactical side. They want to keep him alive, and they do have that poke for themselves to get that damage onto Ignar, to get that damage onto Santorin. Weaver's Wall for the separation of one. Sleep onto Armut. Revenge into the back, but ends up giving his life for it. Dignitas, see if they can...
And it's sure, it's easy to say, yeah, you have to kill the Caitlyn, just focus her, burst her down, but very long range. You know, if you have summoners available, if you have Gale Force mobility available, 90 caliber net to actually pull back as well, it's tough to actually burst through. You know, that looks like nearly 3,000 health that they're basically having to get through with those shields as well.
Good job on delays.
Mortals are going to have to find a way back into this river and where they can kind of wrest control away from their opponents if they want to be able to fight for soul, because it's just been all Dignitas these last couple Dragon setups.
And if you are on the side of Immortals, though, and you're looking for a way to regain control, to maybe start getting words out there, is it just getting a pick onto somebody else if you can't reach Tomo? How are you breaking into this? But it's Dignitas that are the ones setting it up. Another Weaver's Wall coming in from Jensen to get the separation. Blade coming in the opposite direction for Tactical. Dignitas now starting to get bundled together, but they feel nice and healthy. They feel very comfortable in their HP, but Fleshy from over the wall gets the multi-hit, but goes down. A knock from Armut, but it's two eliminated from Immortals for the one trade on Dignitas. Revenge on the retreat, separated from Kenvi, who gets stunned up and delayed, going for the blast cone hit, but you've got all kinds of terrain under you, Jensen, to be able to finish that. And now because of it, and the advantages that Dignitas have been creating, they're first to rotate over towards this Baron side, set up some vision. They know where Immortals are coming from over on mid, and some of what was working out for Immortals before, not so much now.
They do have to be careful, though. I don't like that Dignitas is actually playing to Baron side with Dragon spawning, because it's their opponents who have Soul Point.
Santorin's the one to go and get locked into it, gets knocked up on the response, and a bit of a switcheroo as Fleshy gets knocked down to 50% HP. Tomo with all the shields at the ready. Look at the way he's able to poke down, even though Armut and Santorin have been brought low. Even that is enough HP to keep them for the time being. Tomo flash over the wall after all the action coming from Immortals on the bottom half of that fight, but they lost their jungler. It's a jungler for support.
Yeah, and Santorin's just going to go right back to full because he has the Warmog, so he heals right back to full, and they're just going to start up this Baron, but Bolulu does have a flash stolen. Could look for a play. Oh, he gets asleep!
Sleep, go to sleep, but can't get the follow-up because Dignitas respond as much as possible. They're still on the Baron. Lots of damage onto Bolulu. Revenge, the one looking for the play onto Tomo, who goes into stasis. Jensen trying to hit with a Q, but Bolulu over the wall. It's still Santorin to secure the Baron. All the while, does Revenge want to continue follow-up? Another sleep, this time onto Santorin. A good follow-up and another slap. They'll do it Tactical with a kill credit. In stasis, Revenge is now Tactical here with the ultimate and more blades, more feathers to be rained into Jensen, but a pop downtown to finish it off from Revenge, with taking that, always going to be the one willing to tank that for the rest of the squad.
Yep, just tanking it right back up. There's the Warmogs, but you can see, yeah, Armut's in trouble, but he's gonna make an R.
Yeah, going for the play, trying to get to Slam, gets a nice stun up. Revenge, Fleshy is separated, flashes over the wall to get towards the protection of the turret, and as soon as this GA is popped, Revenge is stopped.
That is a big kill. They get the flash, they get the kill, and they get the GA off of Revenge. It's impressive, but he has found a lot of really great ultis that have been key moments for them. Jensen, though, you are dead.
They were waiting. They knew Jensen was coming. And Immortals get the pick, but all the while, Dignitas across mid, they grab themselves an inhibitor. A bit of a rotation coming from Immortals to see if they can collapse. Fleshy does not have ultimate, does not have flash.
Yeah, Tomo, though, walking a weird way. He's got to be careful. Now they're split here.
By ultimate onto Arma, gets the slam. Juggy Shuggy. Kesby coming out of stasis in a moment's time. 2 down for Dignitas. Immortals trying to respond. The Featherstorm goes out. Even though there's a sleep on the one, they don't even have to wait for it to finish off because Immortals get the kill. They've lost 2 in the process, though. Tomo still nice and healthy.
They got to force on this dragon. Make Dignitas do something here. You can't just give them time. He can end the game.
Oh, they're getting revenge
DPing.
to back towards the base, and Santorn and the team getting collapsed upon by Immortals. They take down Tomo, and here in the base, though, Dignitas, they're still here. We're able to handle revenge. They've gotten one of the turrets. Oh, it's Dignitas. They know what play matters, and they know that it's the Nexus. Fleshy has arrived. Armada Jensen still focusing down on the Nexus, but the entirety of the team right here are able to get them off of it.
Start tanking up the turrets. They have the minions coming for this next wave. I don't know. There's definitely going to be a couple alive. Okay, so I don't think they can actually end. Looking at it now, they're for sure going to get the inhibitor. We'll see how much more they want to go for. If they can get an initial jump onto some of these players from Dignitas as they respawn, maybe they can kill them off and try to end. Looks like the call is to go for it.
How much are they willing to push forward on this with Fleshy already low, looking to get a charm up, and teleport coming in from Immortals, but Dignitas, they're here to make their stand. Kebi eliminated, Ignar and Tomo, and the rest can make, God! They took him down! The 3 down for Dignitas. Over the wall, Immortals, can they find the vision? Can they find the poke? Can they find the moment? Balulu finishing it off for Immortals. They get the steal, boy!
At this point, if you mess up, you can get instantly killed.
Just gonna have to see these teams clash.
Well, this is a tough ask to try to dive this through the Caitlyn traps. So they just need to try to wave clear this out. Jensen gonna throw out that ulti to zone them off.
Keeping them into a fish barrel best they can. Tactical going in for the feather, storming into the backline. Kebi takes down a lot of damage. A charm on the Arma means that he is destroyed.
Couldn't Meganar. He was so close. It looked like he had just basically a full bar, but couldn't actually get it. And now they're pushing in here. There's such a long time on Arma. Nearly 40 seconds. Tomo!
Oh, they got the root. Tomo has to get on back and down. Dignitas cannot keep their carry protected. And even with the GA popping up now for revenge, a full collapse onto the Nexus. It's time for Nexus to be taken down finally.
Tactical goes in there, catches Tomo out, solos out the enemy.